Hi everyone, Haley from BJB here. Being a special effects artist, I wanted to share my love of Halloween with you by showing you how to make a posable severed hand foam prop. We'll be brushing in a soft urethane skin, adding an armature, and backing it with polysoft foam. Since we're going to be making a two-piece silicone mold, we'll need a flat board to work on, and some plastilina modeling clay to build up around our severed hand to help create a split line. We'll also need some sculpting tools to shape the clay. Now, let's get started. The first step in molding our prop hand is to clay up the pattern to divide it in half and create a clean split line. This will also act as an alignment key for our two-piece mold. Now we're ready to start building our mold box. Using plywood shelving board, we begin cutting the necessary pieces of our box. The wooden box acts like a mother mold to help resist the pressure of expanding polyurethane foam. Time to align and fasten the box pieces together using a drill, countersink bit, and wood screws. Using screws instead of glue or staples allows us to remove the lid in a later process. Several large holes are made to allow silicone to be poured into the mold box. We purposely left additional space between screws to allow us to cut the box in separate halves. This is a quicker method than building two separate box halves. Now it's time to place the larger mold box over the pattern in preparation of pouring mold silicone. A bead of hot glue is applied around the perimeter to create a seal so silicone can't leak out. The lid is temporarily removed to allow us to spray zip mold release onto the pattern. A light mist coat is all you need. Now it's time to mix, degas, and begin pouring our mold silicone. Allow the silicone to naturally flow over the part instead of pouring directly onto the part. Reinstall the box lid and fill the remainder of the cavity flush to the top. Allow the silicone to cure. Once the silicone is cured, we can remove the mold box from the splitter board. Because of the strong grip of the clay, the pattern pulled away from the silicone. Not to worry, we'll remove the clay and place the hand back into the silicone mold half. We place the second plywood mold box onto the first half and hot glue around the seam. We remove the lid to attach our air vents and allow us to apply mold release again. A small amount of BJB Instacure CA glue is dispensed, and BJB Instaset is sprayed onto the pattern to speed up adhesion. The acrylic vents are dipped into the Instaset glue and carefully placed onto the predetermined high points of the end of the hand. Now we can apply our zip mold release. Be sure to coat all exposed silicone surfaces to prevent the silicone mold halves from sticking together. Reattach the mold box lid, being careful to avoid disturbing the delicate acrylic vents. Note, we modified the lid to allow more room for the vents and pore space. Once again, it's time to mix and pour our mold silicone. Being mindful of the delicate vents, fill all the way to the top and allow to cure. Using a wedge, carefully pry the two mold halves apart. Remove the hand pattern and clean up any silicone flashing. Using 16 gauge galvanized wire, we begin to create our armature. First, we cut 5 pieces to length and then solder the bases together. Note that we curl the tips of the fingers to prevent them from poking through. Before we start to apply our urethane skin in the mold, we spray a light, even coat of rocket release. We mix a small batch of BR25 pigmented a ghoulish green for a base color. Because of BR25's ability to hang on vertical surfaces well, only one skin coat was necessary. We use fishing string to suspend the armature by stapling the ends directly into the silicone. 75 grams of Polysoft 1 flexible foam is pigmented a similar green, mixed, and poured into the bottom mold half, being sure to get foam into the fingertips. The top is then quickly placed, clamped, and box angled to vent properly. After the foam and skin material are cured, remove the clamps and pry the top off. Remove the staples and trim the fishing line. Our zombie hand came out great. Now to clean it up and prepare for paint. A rotary tool is used to clean up the seam lines and flashing. Using BR25 pigmented green, we seam any exposed edges to seal the foam prior to paint. A combination of BJB's SC89 Flex paint and acrylic paint are layered to create a realistic zombie look. To top off the gore, I applied Pale Night Productions Permablood paint to the severed end of the hand. Our zombie hand is complete and would be the perfect addition to any movie set, haunt, or home Halloween decor.